few weeks, hasn't it? Well, I'm glad to be back. I've missed all of you. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a wonderful present giving holiday, however you call it, whatever you label it. I hope that today, the last day of the year for 2025, that you are safe, happy, well loved, blessed wherever you are. And remember, you guys, tonight specifically, make sure that you get a designated driver, all right? Please and thank you, because we want everybody alive tomorrow still to start 2026. Okay? Oh, I forgot to turn off my do not disturb, turn on my do not disturb. 1 second. There we go. Now we are on silent and we will not get bothered, and we have hit the minute mark. So you know what time it is. Welcome in, witches, bitches, twats, and thoughts. I'm Black Betty and I am Karma's right hand. This is the Underdog Ministry. Thank you for joining me, guys. I had to take some time off. My mother passed away. I had some things to deal with, logistically as well as emotionally and mentally, and I'm still not quite there yet, but we are back. Okay? So, cheers to that. Let's have some coffee. Let's get a reading for you guys. All right, we are gonna roll the dice. You guys, this is if you're new to the channel, hey Larkspur, welcome in. This part gets loud, okay? There's a lot of loud over here. If you have earbuds in, you might wanna turn it down because I tend to get excited sometimes and you know, it happens. I am not a quiet girl. I am also, I cuss like a sailor, and I call it on the mat like I see it. I do not call a spade. I call it a motherfucking shovel. And let's get this dice done and see what happens. All right, let's do this. All right. Drag is the first word I see. Like RuPaul's Drag Race, or actual vehicle drag racing, like the funny cars, the ones that have the parachute that's fly out the back. Somebody might be dragging their bags to the airport. All right, many, M-A-N-Y. Not a few, many people are dragging ass today. Will be dragging ass tomorrow. Bill, B-I-L-L. This could be somebody's name. This could be you received a bill in the mail, an unexpected bill. This could also be a bill of sale. This could be a due bill, like when you go to buy a car and they owe you the clear coating or something like that on your car. Hey, Moonplay Rivals, you joined into a tarot card reading. Welcome in. I am grateful for you to be here. House. House rules. Somebody gambles. Somebody might have gambled their house. Oh, that's not a good thing. Somebody might have owned their house and I'm seeing something about a loan shark. A loan shark? That's dangerous, you guys. Be careful. Shit. Let's re-roll. All right. Water. Something is in the water. Underwater. Somebody might be treading water. There could be a leak somewhere. Somebody might just need to drink their water and mind their business. All right. We have got nun, like the religious order. N-U-N, the nun. The month of June is here, or the name June. Reef. coral reef, R-E-E-F. We've got 3 dice left, and I'm going to roll them until I get a word or I get tired. Ref. R-E-F. Referee, reference. R-E-F. All right, the words that came out of the dice today, you guys, are drag, many, bill, house, water, none, June, reef, and ref, like reference, refrigerator, or refer. All right. Or referee. Let's start out. I am going to pull an oracle first and get a main energy for the reading. Let's get into this, you guys. Hey, Derpy Kitty, welcome in. How you doing today? Welcome to everybody here. If you are new here, I really appreciate you. If you guys are returning after a 6-week hiatus, thank you guys for sticking with me while I mourned my mother's passing. I appreciate you guys. So let's get into this reading for you and see what these words are all about today. Overall energy for the collective, please and thank you. This is not a particular reading. This is a collective reading, so if it doesn't resonate with you, there's over 1,000 hours of videos on the channel that might. All right, let's get into it. First things first is thinking man in reverse. Somebody didn't think. They got themselves into a deep hole. Deceit is on the bottom of the deck. Somebody is either lying to themselves or lying to other people, keeping something hidden. They didn't think it would come to this. They didn't think ahead. They didn't plan ahead, and they did not look before they leapt. All right, let's get into it. Tell me about this thinking man in reverse, please and thank you. Page of Swords. So, somebody didn't get enough information, or they might have needed to look a little deeper into something before they did something. They might have been a novice at something. They didn't have all the details. They didn't know what they were doing. They might have got themselves into a situation by being not dumb, but maybe naive. Got King of Cups in the reverse. Oh. Somebody got caught by their feelings and manipulated to do something they didn't want to do. That was the dragged. Oh boy, did somebody get dragged to the altar here? Somebody get dragged to the altar trying to save money. Shit. We've got Temperance and the Ace of Cups both in reverse, folks. This is an unhappy, unrequited love situation. Somebody is not enjoying themselves. They didn't think before they did this. They didn't get all the information. They didn't get all the details. There's too many details. This person is pissed. I'm hearing, I don't know who the dang person is that sings it. Somebody help me in the comment section. Head underwater. Something about head underwater. Teamwork did not make the dream work. We've got the Three of Pentacles in the reverse. There is infighting within this collaboration. I think somebody got pushed and dragged to the altar. I'm hearing shotgun wedding. Somebody wanted to be a June bride. Shotgun wedding. Six of Swords in the reverse. Well, there has been no peace. There is no relaxation. There is no happiness in the relationship here. The only thing in the upright in this entire reading is the Page of Swords. Somebody needed to look a little deeper. Somebody needed to investigate. Somebody might have needed to gather a little more information before they made a decision, because after that, I mean, we've got the Thinking Man in reverse, King of Cups, Temperance, Ace of Cups, Three of Pentacles, and the Six of Swords all in reverse. The entire deck isn't in reverse. Somebody did not think before they did something. They just jumped into a situation without weighing the consequences. Something about, seeing house, water, June, reef. I'm just focusing on those 4 words. It's like something about somebody wanting a honeymoon. Somebody's dragging somebody to the altar. They've already got too many bills. Somebody didn't want to get married, okay? And they got conned into it here. Whoever this is very unhappy right now. Okay. Well, tell me a little more about it. Magic and foundation. Okay. Well, it seems to me that somebody literally got dragged magically, okay? Somebody was, I'm going to say manipulated, because you can't use magic to force somebody to do something they wouldn't already be suggestible to do, kind of like hypnosis. If it isn't already inside the person to be that suggestible, it wouldn't work. Anyway, somebody was easy to manipulate here. Somebody was easy to manipulate. And this foundation, this relationship, somebody got pushed into it, dragged into it. Too many bills, something about a house payment. Somebody wants a June wedding in a beach house. House, water, June, reef, next to the ocean. Clarify this Page of Swords for me, please. 10 of Pentacles. This person thought they were going to be financially set. Somebody thought that they could marry for money. This is a dude. The thinking man in reverse. Somebody thought they were going to like have some sort of position or like status or like respect or I don't know. It's like they did this because of somebody's connections financially. They allowed themselves to be pushed into a situation because it would benefit them at their foundation. 10 of Pentacles is the root chakra. Definitely somebody thought they were setting themselves up. Oops, I've got these upside down. Definitely thought they were setting themselves up. King of Pentacles in the reverse, clarifying the King of Cups in reverse. So it did not pan out financially the way they thought it was going to. This person, the business or whatever, they're making bad money decisions. They're very unstable. They're really obsessed with money. Okay? And it's not working out the way they thought it was going to. None of this is working out the way they thought it was going to. Hierophant is here. There is a hierarchy or a traditional structure that this person is conforming to. They didn't think ahead. They didn't get all the details. Their feelings are not involved. They're really irritated. They do not have any love for this person. It's a collaboration that is not working out. It is very tumultuous, and this person did it for money. That's why it's failing. And this person is just trying to do what everybody wants them to do. Conforming. Oh, there's one flipped over. The Sun. Okay. Somebody's like having an aha moment. They're being enlightened to the fact that they are conforming. That they were pushed and dragged into a situation. And now they've got too many bills. Their head's underwater. And somebody wants a June wedding and they want a beach house. House, water, June, reef. It's a plan. It's the wrong direction, though. I mean, somebody really thinks that this is what's going to get them further in life. It's the long game for this person. It was all about money. This person's not having the fun that they thought they were going to have. They're seeing the error of their ways here. Five of Cups in the reverse. Somebody's finally accepting, coming to terms with their own situation, that their foundation was a setup. They were set up. They were hoodwinked. Fuck word is that? Somebody pulled the wool over this person's eyes. Somebody catfished, played this person, dragged them into a situation they didn't have foresight. They didn't have all the details, and now they're stuck. Death card just flew out. Oh boy, this person really, really, really wants to end this situation that they're stuck in, and they don't know how to move forward because they don't know how to exact change in the situation. King of Swords in the reverse, clarifying the King of Cups in reverse, clarifying the King of Pentacles in reverse. This person is disempowered, emasculated where they're at. They're probably in an abusive situation that they can't speak to. They thought they were going to be in a better financial position. It was going to put them in a position of power. Well, here they are. Feelings not considered, completely in an emotional turmoil, financially ass upside down, not able to get their shit off the ground, no matter what they start, no matter what they try, no matter how hard they work. This person thought that they were going to marry for money and affluence, and it doesn't matter. They're busting their ass. But they're still conforming to what everybody else wants, and they're finally being enlightened to that fact. They didn't get all the information. They have been manipulated with some sort of, I'm going to say spiritual influence. I'm not going to say somebody's cast a spell here, but magic and foundation. That tells me that somebody has manipulated somebody's way of thinking out the gate. Somebody's way of doing things out the gate. They make them conform out the gate. And this person's finally getting their footing. They're finally seeing what direction they need to go to get themselves out of this hole, to drag themselves out of the hole that they've dug for themselves here. They really want to be able to achieve some sort of peace and happiness in their life with that Five of Cups in the reverse, but they have to change something about their lack of structure, about the way they're being pushed around, about the injustice that they're going through. They've got to do something about it. Justice in reverse. See, what's going on with this situation, I believe, is some sort of legal complications about this house, about too many bills, about head being underwater. This is somebody does not want to take or have to shoulder the responsibility in whatever this situation is, this marriage situation. I don't think either person wants the bills. They don't want to deal with the financial marital assets. Neither person wants to take it on. And this person here that got their head underwater, they didn't see these potential consequences coming. They may have to take responsibility for this situation where the other party will not. King of Wands in the reverse. Every king in the deck has come out in the reverse. Yo, nobody wants to do the right thing. Nobody wants to stand up and have a backbone. Nobody wants to take the financial responsibility. Nobody wants to admit that they were manipulated or that they manipulated somebody else. Nobody wants to admit that they broke promises, that they were pushy, that they were I don't know, had a bad temper, bad attitude. Knight of Wands right behind the King of Wands. Look, this person has dimmed their own status with their behavior here. This person has gone backwards. They're domineering, they're greedy, they're intimidating on purpose. This person projects their energy, but only their negative energy. The Knight of Wands has a lot to do with the heart chakra, and this person's hurt. Hurt people hurt people. This motherfucker's flinging their energy everywhere because they were manipulated into a situation that they can't seem to end. World in reverse. Whatever this is, this person is a little stuck here. They didn't anticipate some consequences that they are experiencing. So, what is the direction this is going to head for this person? What's the next set of energies? They didn't think. Somebody manipulated them because they were suggestible. I'm going to call it that. They're not dumb. I think this person wanted to believe something and wanted to have something and wanted to feel something so bad that they totally ran with the situation, and they were manipulated and kind of dragged to the altar here. And now their name is on all these bills. Their name is on this house. There's too many things going on, too many irons in the fire. Person's head is underwater, and all they can think about is a cocktail and a beach chair. What's next for this thinking man in reverse? All the way on the ground, divinity in the reverse. So this person's made some choices that have knocked them down. All four kings are in the reverse. Remember that. Temperance is in the reverse. This person has made some really tough choices that ended up giving them tough lessons that have knocked them down off of their highest timeline. I'm going to say that. I'm not going to say they're a lost cause, but with divinity in reverse, kind of sort of halfway. This person doesn't have a lot of light left inside them. I'll say that. All four kings in reverse. Justice in reverse. Temperance in reverse. This person's got a lot going on. Stormy. Look, they are in the middle of the fight of their life. Which direction are they going to go to sail right? Are they going to crash into the rocks and the jagged edges? Are they going to hit rock bottom, or are they going to be able to drag themselves out of the hole that they've dug? Their seas are quite stormy right now because they have a real bad issue with anger here because they were duped. This person doesn't want to admit that they got conned, that they were suggestible. This person's trying to keep this a secret, keep it veiled, keep it hidden, that they were taken for a ride. And they're mad about it. They've lost everything. They may have lost their business. They may have lost their money. They may have lost their integrity. They may have very well lost their mind and shut their heart down. Okay? Remember, heart chakra. This person's angry. And instead of protecting themselves kindly, this person is projecting that anger because nobody's ever going to hurt them again, so they're going to hurt everybody. This person is really in their feelings. Water. Stormy feelings. Stormy emotions. Very tough. This person's trying to keep it hidden, what they're going through, that they've been knocked down. They might have hit rock bottom with that divinity in reverse. Gratitude. Oh. This person should be grateful for the situation hitting rock bottom. You were never supposed to be in it anyway, and gratitude is the only lesson you're supposed to be taking out of this. Whoever married, got dragged to the altar, married a black widow, is what Spirit's telling me. Fire. Very hot, steamy, passionate, sex-based relationship. This person was duped by the intensity of the passion. They should be grateful that they came out of this alive, is what I'm hearing. Something about a house fire, something about life insurance, something about beneficiaries duped into this marriage. This person was played with, and they can't admit that they were played with because it's still got them so angry they want to hurt whoever played with them. Good fortune is here. It was in your best interest, in your highest timeline, that this happened. I don't know how to say this. This is fucking horrible. This is what saved your life. I'm just going to say that. This was a blessing in disguise. Truth is on the bottom of the deck. It was a blessing in disguise for whoever got dragged to the altar because there is a paper trail. There is some sort of documentation, and that therefore is going to protect you. When whatever happens here, I think you're going to have an experience. This divinity in reverse, this rock bottom. Somebody might lose everything, but what's going to happen in the end is it's going to be, I'm going to say, insured. I don't know where you live in the world, but it seems like there's some sort of guarantee, some sort of backup, some sort of cushion, some sort of safety net or backup plan for whoever got duped into this situation. What's this person going to be able to do? What is the good fortune for this thinking man in the reverse? Four of Pentacles. Somebody held a little something on, held on to a little something. Somebody controlled themselves instead of losing their shit. Somebody held their tongue. Somebody didn't speak the entire truth. The fact that you didn't speak to being dragged to this situation is best for you. Be grateful this happened the way it did, because you're going to have a little something to hold on to in the end. I don't know what this means right now. No matter how underwater you feel right now, you got something that you can hold on to. Seven of Pentacles. An investment, an insurance policy, a long-term plan, another goal, something that you've kept secret, that you've worked on privately, that's all yours, that doesn't have any other hands involved in it. Somebody's monitoring something for long-term gain. Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. And Two of Pentacles. Look, somebody's monitoring some sort of investment for a long-term gain so they never have to work again and their life is always in balance. I don't think that whoever they married knows about this. It's a good thing, too. It's a good thing, too. This is what's going to save you in the long run. You may have to let go of whatever you own asset-wise and just sign it away so there's no investigation into what you have. I'm getting prenuptial agreement. Somebody is doing, like, has a business or something like that. Like a silent partnership somewhere. The Moon, secret, silent partnership. There's something being done in the background that this person, it's like something they've done for a while. they were doing before this dragged relationship. I don't know how this person was forced into this, but they did it for money. They held a little something on the side, invested somewhere on something so they would never have to work again. It's going to restore balance to their life, and it's been done in quiet. So what is this? Three of Swords. Somebody's got a third party that they cut off. They're about to cut. Oh my God. They're about to divorce this person. Annulment, annulment, annulment. I'm hearing they're not even going to consummate the marriage. Whoever got this person into this wedding won't even physically engage in marital relations. I'm going to say that. It's been 6 weeks. I'm going to try and mind my P's and Q's on here just for a little bit. Hey, Chucky. And then we've got HEHWHHWHW. Hi, guys. How's it going? Welcome in. I'm grateful for you being here. So this person has got something they're working on in secret. It's because they're going to cut this other person out, cut this other person off. They were never in the relationship, remember, for love. Seven of Wands is here. They protected themselves with something. They might have set a trust up. They might have, be a silent partner somewhere, like I said. Three of Cups. They got another partnership. There is a third person or a third energy here. This could be a business. This could be another person. This could be the game plan that this person, this thinking man, had to come up with because they didn't think ahead the first time. This person has got another person as a backup plan. Six of Swords. They're going to leave peacefully. They're going to go willingly. Two of Cups to another relationship. Clarifying the Two of Pentacles. This person's been filtering or fucking hiding money in some sort of a business or something secret. The Moon. There's so many bills. They've got dragged into this other relationship. Their head's underwater over here. They're going bankrupt. There's something hidden so that when they go bankrupt, all they got to do is sign everything away instead of investigating their assets. This person's crafty. They're executing some sort of exit plan here. Somebody will not sleep with them until they have this wedding. Queen of Cups, holding her cup. Holding the cup, just holding on to it. Smugly, look at, you cannot have this cup. Smart, kind of. So this wedding may not be happening yet. This might be in plan. This might not have already occurred. I'm getting somebody's getting pissed off because it's not going the way they planned. Things are tumultuous. Somebody's in their feelings. They should be grateful that things are where they're at because they were going to get burned anyway. They know they were going to get burned. They've been holding on to a little something, investing for the long term. They want to restore balance in their own life. They're keeping it secret, trying to keep it hidden that they've got a third party, keep it protected, guarding the fact that they've got another person here that they're ready to leave with. They're willing to leave peacefully, because they've got a partner, but that partner's holding their cup until they get some sort of marriage here. King of Swords. Till somebody does the right thing. Till somebody has integrity. Till somebody takes the lead. Till somebody executes some sort of moral upstanding behavior, okay? Like until they just make the right choice for the sake of making the right choice here. Now, if you remember, we've got all 4 kings that came out in the reverse earlier. This is the first time somebody's being given the opportunity to do the right thing the right way. High priest. Given the opportunity to do the right thing the right way and follow the laws of tradition and conform properly to their own moral code. 5 of Wands. Somebody said, fight me. Somebody's going to fight for their beliefs, their own personal code of ethics, their own way of behaving here, their personal man code. They didn't think all this through before. If they survive what they're going through, they've got a plan for the future. They know who they want to be with. This person they want to be with is not, we'll say they are not engaging. Okay? This person's doing things morally. They're doing things the right way. They're trying to do things a traditional way. And they're willing to fight for the situation. They're fighting temptation. They're fighting their toxic ways. They're fighting their urges. Bottom of the deck, Queen of Wands in the reverse. They're fighting their urges to turn somebody out. They want to engage, but they're holding that back. Or it's being held back from them, and that's what's pissing them off. Somebody's living like a nun. Somebody's worried about too many bills, getting out from under a house, they're underwater. Somebody else is thinking about a fucking June wedding and living like a nun until they get this, I don't know, horses on the beach or some shit like that. Till they get the Barbara Streisand movie. I don't know what this is, but hold on. Let me clarify one more round. One more round. And go back to the Rider-Waite. So, clarify for me, this 5 of Wands. Are they fighting their urges, or are they fighting to do the right thing? 8 of Cups in the reverse. They're fighting the urge to return. To go back to their old ways. They're fighting the urge to be a scoundrel. They're fighting their toxic urges. They're fighting their sexual urges, going back to the way they used to be. Trying to do things the right way. This is clarifying the Hierophant, okay? Trying to do things the right way. Tell me about this 5 of Wands. They're fighting their urges. They're fighting the old way of being. They're fighting their old behavior patterns, their toxic ways, and their temptations. They're trying to put that to rest and turn over a new leaf. 4 Wands to the Fool. Bottom of the deck is Death. They're trying to end the way they used to be and do things the right way. King of Swords. All right. So the way this is looking and the way this is going to sum up here is somebody got into something not realizing what they were getting themselves into. They didn't think. They didn't look before they leapt. They didn't have all the information before they made a hasty decision. Somebody manipulated their feelings. Now they're very mad about it. Okay? They're really pissed off because they're stuck where they don't want to be. They're in a collaboration where there is unrequited love. There is no love lost. They do not want to be there. They want to get away. It's disastrous. I'm going to say that. But they're there because they wanted money, and it's not working out for them too well. Okay? They're conforming for something that they don't need to conform to achieve. And that's being enlightened to them. When they break this, when they look ahead for their own self, when they see the future, when they plan and execute their next move, this person wants to make sure they've got no regrets, that they're going towards happiness, that they're going away from the things at their foundation and their root that have manipulated them into being a certain way. They want to put their old way of being to end here. They do not want to be seen as somebody with a lack of integrity. They do not want to be seen as somebody who is karmic. They do not want to be seen as somebody who's hostile. They really don't want to be seen as somebody who is just angry and aggressive and projects their energy everywhere. Right now, this person's going through it, a stormy sea. They're going through their own emotional ocean right now. This person is trying desperately to keep their light inside of them, not turn to the dark, stay grateful for the things that have burned bridges, okay? The burned bridges are usually God's way of making sure you don't turn around and go back towards them. It's going to keep you on the straight and narrow, keep you headed towards your highest timeline, okay? Somebody's keeping something secret that they've kind of hit rock bottom here. All right, they kind of hit rock bottom. They don't like being seen the way they're being seen, as somebody without integrity. They don't like being stuck where they're stuck. They've been holding on to a little bit of something. They've been putting something aside. They've got some sort of plan. Seven of Pentacles. They've got maybe an investment. They've maybe got some sort of hidden business, right? Hidden business partnership where they're a silent partner and their money is kind of quietly cleaned, okay? This Eight of Pentacles, this person doesn't have to work. They have set themselves up to be balanced in the future so they can be a good partner. They do have somebody in mind, okay? They do have a partner in mind, but this person is not putting out anything. No emotions, no care, no concern. They're not being promiscuous. You can't get this person to operate in sexual energy. They're living like a nun, N-U-N. All right? The person's very guarded. Very guarded. They're not going to be a third party to anybody. Not going to do it. Kind of like George Bush, the original. Not GW, but HW, the one that didn't like broccoli. Not gonna do it. Wouldn't be prudent. Okay? Somebody said thinks it wouldn't be prudent to engage with this person right now because they're not thinking ahead. Six of Swords is here. They want to move on to something more peaceful with this person. Okay, we've got the Moon here. Whatever's being done is being done in secret. Somebody is really fighting their urges, fighting maybe an addiction, fighting some sort of toxic behavior pattern or darker energy, maybe fighting their own personal demons, okay? Fighting this contract that they might be in that they don't want to be in. This person is trying to do the right thing. They're trying to uphold some sort of moral code that they've got within themselves. This person is fighting off third parties. They're maybe looking for some forgiveness, and they might be kind of harsh to those that they need to cut off. This person is trying desperately not to return to something, not to return to their old ways. They've really turned over a new leaf. They're trying to be moral. They're trying to be upright. They're trying to do the right thing, right? They're trying to lay to rest an old way of being and move on to a new life. They've got to put those old ways to an end. And for that to happen, this person has to let go of maybe some of their less appealing personality traits, character traits, things that might make them more of a scrapper, somebody that's aggressive. Instead of being aggressive, think about why you feel the way you feel and process it intellectually instead of dragging yourself through the mud, getting yourself stuck into situations where you're not thinking first. This person here, they've got too many bills. They feel like their head is underwater. They're being dragged. Something about a house. And all anybody else can talk to this person about, and this is the one they're being dragged to the altar possibly. This person is talking about they want a beach house. They want to go snorkeling on the coral reef. And they want to be next to the water. And this man's like, oh my God, we're already underwater. We're already, what do you mean water? Like a pipe burst yesterday or blah, 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 blah. There's a bill for this and there's a bill for that. How the hell are we going to go to Bermuda? Right? This man's like trying to extricate himself from whatever situation he's in before it's permanent. And he doesn't want to look like the bad guy when he ends it. But if you want peace and you want a new lease on life, that's the only way you're going to be able to do it, is before it's ordained in front of the Most High. Okay? Somebody's got a choice to make. They've got to get themselves out of whatever hole they've got themselves into here. They may have many bills. They might have to sign away everything in bankruptcy. But this person might have something set aside, tucked away, so when they do this bankruptcy, it's not discovered and they've got a new lease on life. They've got a new start, a fresh start. But you can't feel bad about it. You might have to be a dick. You might have to cut it off. That could be the toxic ways somebody doesn't want to tie themselves to, but they've got to be honest. I don't want to do this. You might need a referee. You might need to do this in some sort of therapy. You might need a judge to referee, like go through the separation of assets legally. If somebody's hiding something though, once this is all said and done, it's like these people might be in business together and this person's trying to like make their business partner marry them because they're already got assets tied together. Why not just make it official? And this person's like, no. There's some sort of financial ties between this thinking man in reverse and whoever is living like the nun, the Queen of Cups in the reverse. There is a tension between these people. One person feels forced into it. The other person feels like it's their dream. Okay, I'm clearing the air. This may be relative because today is New Year's Eve. I'm having a flash of like somebody making somebody run to Vegas or run to Reno or something like that, run to the Justice of the Peace. Like, it's a financial decision. Last minute before the end of the year. That way you've got another dependent. This person's going to get conned, okay? Shit. Think long and hard. If you jump into this without thinking, it could be a very, very long road for whoever you are, okay? All right, y'all. Be safe tonight. Don't drink and drive, you guys. Happy New Year. Make good choices, all right? Make good choices. That's all I gotta say. You guys, if I can manage to not be a piece of shit after everything that I've been through, then so the fuck can you. Black Betty out.